Now look at small section where we are calculating rack width and number of tiers. Okay, this is a very conceptual thing where so many stakeholders are already involved. Anyhow, locate the most congested piping area. Now if you see, we have done an interconnecting diagram with us. We can locate what is the most congested piping area. Okay, this is the first thing to decide width of the pipe rack. Depending on the number of lines in above area, calculated the total linear space required including the feature space. Now if we know how many lines are there, and if we know what is the spacing criteria for us with us, and we know what is the feature space required, okay, and we have already located the congested piping area. So clubbing all these two things, we can always decide the width of pipe rack depending on the space available and client slash HOD. Okay, that's why I was telling we this is a very conceptual thing where so many stakeholders are involved. Okay, this width and number of tiers will be decided after discussion with client and HOD. Decide the number of tier and width of rack. Space consideration for lines which are having hold down supports. Okay, suppose there is reciprocating compressor or reciprocating lines. If pulsation vendor is there, based on pulsation calculation, we require some hold down supports. And if you see, for hold down supports, we require some additional space. So that thing we need to consider while deciding the width of pipe rack. Okay, so this is small criteria. If you see, space between two adjacent line will be half OD of larger flange, half OD of larger flange, this one, plus 25 mm, this one, then half OD of smaller pipe. Okay, so from this point to this point, this is the minimum spacing criteria which is globally used throughout the plants. But in any of the project, as we have discussed in the starting, project specifications will be required. In that project specification, if anything different from this is required in a particular project, that will be mentioned in project specification. So we need to follow that thing only. So based on this discussion, we can always go for calculating the width and number of tiers for interconnecting diagrams. So this is a list of fundas which we have already covered under a 2-minute funda series, where we are trying to cover the topic within 2 minutes. In few cases it is exceeding more than 2 minutes, but we are trying our best to cover it within 2 minutes. Okay, we have recently started this series under the same oil and gas funda knowledge sharing platform. Earlier we had covered our 14 topics along with 62 videos. Okay, now we have covered we have started this series 2-minute funda, and we have added more than 100 videos here. So into altogether we have more than 200 videos now. I'm sure you are watching it under standard and HD format along with the subtitles. Many more are on the way, so stay tuned. I'm sure you are enjoying the videos. So see you in the next part.